Check out this website. It's got a nice color palette, some really cute illustrations, a nice modern layout. I bet if they had some good offers, it would convert really well. If I built this site for a client, I'd feel pretty good about myself until I handed it over because this website was built with WordPress. Now, I'm a seasoned WordPress veteran, so sometimes I forget how complex and downright ugly the WordPress admin section is. In this video, I'm gonna show you a tool to transform the WordPress experience thanks to my friends at WP-Adminify, who also sponsored this video. I'll show you how to take your WordPress dashboard from looking straight 2003 to something in the post-Internet Explorer era. That's so much better. But WP-Adminify is more than just a pretty face. It's a comprehensive suite of tools that will allow you to organize, customize, and even enhance the security of your WordPress admin area. If this sounds like something you might be interested in, well, let's go. Getting started with WP-Adminify is super easy. After you install and activate the plugin, you're gonna see a setup wizard just like this. Let's click on Let's Go. The first screen you're gonna see in the setup wizard is the module settings. By default, all of the modules for WP-Adminify are already checked. This can be a little overwhelming at first because there's so many things built into this one plugin. Go ahead and leave them all on for now. It's very easy to turn them off later if you decide you don't want to use a feature. Next up are the design settings. Now keep in mind that these settings are relevant to the admin area, not the front end of your website. Nothing will change as far as what your visitors of your website will see. But here we can choose between a light and a dark mode for administrators. I'm going to turn on dark mode here. We can set a logo. So this will basically replace the WP-Adminify logo in the upper left-hand corner. We'll see that in a second. You can either use an image or text. I do have a logo ready to go, so I'm going to go ahead and upload that. And finally, we have the option to add some footer text. So if you want to add a reminder to your clients where to go if they need help, that'd be a great place to do that. All right, here's my friendly message. Let's hit continue. The next step is the menu settings, and I recommend sticking with the vertical menu here. You do have the option to switch to a horizontal menu. Now, typically WordPress websites have a lot of options going up and down across that left-hand sidebar. It won't work very well if you do a horizontal menu for most sites. So go ahead and try it if you want, but I generally recommend leaving this at vertical menu. We can also style our menu a little bit. I happen to like the accordion look, and I'll choose rounded corners. Let's hit continue. Next up are the admin bar settings, and I'm going to show you what these look like on the back end as we go through them. So the admin bar position. The admin bar is going to be this top bar right here. So you can either put that at the top of the screen or down at the bottom. WP-Adminify in the menu. Now this is a little confusing because I haven't updated my settings yet. Your logo will be replaced right here. If you also want to say WP-Adminify, you can add that. I think most people will leave that option off. That's its default setting. And then there's 4 final options: the search form, comments icon, view website icon, and the light dark switcher. Let me show you all of those. So we've got our search bar right here. This is actually really handy. You can search your whole website right from the admin panel. If I typed in something like brush, you can see I get lists of specific items right on the website. Then I've got my light dark mode switch right here, so I can go to white mode if I prefer. The comments indicator lets me know if there's any comments on the website that I need to address. And then we get this nice little eyeball right here, which is going to take me to the front end of the website. I like all of these on, so I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. The next section is kind of a WordPress webmaster's dream come true. And yes, I said the word webmaster. I'm going to bring that back. So admin notices. We can turn off all admin notices. So that's going to be all of those banners that show up on the front end, like this one right here, welcome to WordPress. Actually, that's a dedicated one. Right here, remove the welcome panel, turn that on. Then we have the remove PHP update required notice. I don't like turning this one on so much. Stay updated with PHP, that's important. But if there's some reason that you can't update the PHP on your server, you can go ahead and turn this on so that your clients stop pestering you. If you're one of those Gutenberg holdouts and you keep getting the try Gutenberg message, you can turn that on right here. And we can also stop our clients from being notified about core updates, WordPress updates, or theme updates by just toggling these 3 switches on right here. That way you can use an application like WP Main to upgrade plugins when it's necessary, and everything will look nice and clean to your clients. All right, these are the settings that I want. I'm gonna go ahead and hit continue. All right, here we are. Everything looks fantastic. I've got my custom logo in the upper left-hand corner. I'm in dark mode right now. Of course, I can toggle it into light mode if I prefer. Now you'll notice that when I do that, I still have the Adminify logo in the light mode. That's because you get separate logos for light and dark mode. Let me show you just how easy it is to customize things like logos. All of the stuff we just did in the wizard is actually super easy to find inside of their admin panel. So I'm going to go over to Adminify Pro, and then I'm going to go to the Adminify Pro settings right here. and I'll choose logo options. So right now my light logo is not set. Let's go ahead and add one. Hit save and refresh. There we go. Now notice that the logo size is actually set for me. My logo is not 150 by 45. So I'm just gonna go ahead and delete the height settings here, hit save, refresh again. Everything looks good. So I think this is already a huge improvement over the default WordPress look. I think it still could be tweaked a little bit, right? Because it doesn't really fit with the brand, the actual website. So if I were handing this off to a customer, I might want it to be a little bit more on brand. For that, I'm gonna click on Customize. Here there are a ton of different templates you can scroll through. Or if nothing suits you, you can go ahead and choose the color wheel right here and go ahead and design your own template. For me, I'm going to choose the third option over here. I think this one's pretty on brand, and that way I don't have to go through and choose each color individually. Go ahead and hit save. Adminify really is a tweaker's dream. There are tons of options here. I could change the body font, all of the different colors for the backgrounds and different gradients. I mean, you could really get totally into this if you wanted to make your WordPress admin super aesthetic. So we did a lot in the setup wizard, and let me just show you some of the ramifications of all of the settings that we tweaked. First of all, I changed how the left-hand sidebar interacts with my mouse. I can click on items and then I get a nice drop-down menu. That certainly is a lot more modern and sleek than the old traditional WordPress way. Down at the bottom of every admin page, I've got my contact message here. And I've also got some server stats where I can see how my server is doing, what software it's running, and how much memory is available. There's also this cool little widget that kind of follows me around and makes it really easy for me to add a new post, a new page, or upload some media. So we've seen a lot of aesthetic changes, but WP-Adminify can also change the way that you actually interact with WordPress, and it even can display some things to your users. Now I'm gonna blast through some of my favorite features in WP-Adminify. Let's start off by talking about folders. Folders are a great way to organize your content. Now I know there's an organization system inside of WordPress, but that's also user-facing. Maybe you want to have something on the back end that just makes it easier for you to find your stuff. With folders, I can go ahead and organize all my images. So I've got folders here for illustrations, products, and logos. If I want to add something to a folder, I simply drag it over. There we go, updated. Folders aren't just for images, they also work for any post type, which means that you can organize your content if it's a page, post, or even a custom post type. Maybe you're doing a product launch and you want to get all of the related materials for that product launch together in a folder. Simply find the page that you want, drag it up to the folder, and let go. Next up, let's talk about customizing the login screen. So this is actually gonna affect your end user. They're gonna see this login screen if they're logging into your e-commerce store or your LMS. From the WP-Adminify Pro sidebar, I'm gonna choose Login Customizer. Again, if you don't see this, it's because you don't have it enabled in the modules section. So let's go to the login customizer, and here's what it looks like. This is actually an improved version of the WordPress login page. You can see it does say powered by Adminify in the lower right-hand corner, but we can change all of that. First, let's get rid of that logo. We'll go to credits and just turn that off. Next, I wanna add my own logo in right here. So I'll go to logo, I can type my name in, or I can upload an image. We can even customize the size. That's a little too big. There we go. And I can change the background. Now, if you don't love my design, I don't blame you, and don't worry because there's templates built in. Go right here to templates, and I can choose any of these predefined, beautiful looking templates. Sometimes my logo is too big for the templates. No worries, just jump back out, change the logo to be a little bit smaller, and we're good to go. I'm really not digging that gradient I chose. Let's go ahead and change that. How about customizing the button color? We'll go to buttons and I'll paste in my branding color right here. Okay, that's looking really good. I'm gonna go ahead and publish this. So while we're talking about ways to customize things for your end user, let's talk about a notification bar. We'll go to notification bar. It's gonna pop us out into the customizer again. And you can see here that I need to turn this bar on. When I do so, I'm gonna be able to add some content to display things like a sale or a notice to my customers. We'll go under content section and let's write a message. Want to add a link to your notification bar? No problem. We can edit the URL right here and change the style right here. Let's make this a little bigger. All right, we'll publish. And there we go. Here is our notification bar. Want to get rid of it? Just hit the close button. Adminify just really takes care of so many of those little utility plugins that I find myself installing on WordPress. And before you know it, there's 40, 50 plugins installed on a website. One of those is redirections, and this is going to help us redirect users as they log in. So over in the sidebar, I'm at redirect URLs, and I can go ahead and type in a new login URL. So I'm just going to say, get inside this site. Don't do that. Or you can change the administration login. This is a good thing to do if you're worried about people trying to hack into your website. I'm not going to do that right now because I'll probably forget what I type. The last option is just change the registration URL. This is great if you are doing something like a community website where you've got people signing up to actually interact on the site. Okay, I'm going to copy this URL. We'll hit save. So now I've got a private browser window here to show you that the login window has in fact changed to get inside this site. And we've also got our beautiful new login page here. There's also some really helpful administration options here. I already showed you at the bottom of the page that I'm seeing all of the server info. Well, there's some more details if you want to go to the server info column on the left-hand sidebar. So right now we're looking at the WordPress info, but as I click across, you're going to see that there's info available for just about everything that you could possibly want to see from inside of your WordPress admin. The fun doesn't stop there. We can check out page speed insights as well and see how fast our website is. Brainrevenue.com is the site that I'm working on right now. Let's go ahead and check out the page speed insights for this site. See that it takes about a minute to complete. That's fairly normal. That's a Google thing. All right, you can see our scores are pretty good. 86 on mobile and 98 on desktop. So a little bit of room to improve on mobile, but overall doing pretty good. You can even see my notification bar in the screenshot here. Another thing WordPress administrators will love is the activity log. No need for a dedicated plugin for this. We can go to activity logs right here and you can see all of the activity that's been going on this website. You can search by roles or specific users, however you want to go ahead and filter things. So the next time your client says they didn't update something, you can go check the activity logs and have some pretty clear evidence whether they're lying or not. The next feature I want to show you is called admin pages. And this essentially lets you set up a dedicated page that's going to show up in your client's admin area. I've built one right here. I called it You Are Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and click on this. And you can see that it's just a simple little page that I built inside of the Gutenberg editor. So the way this works is let's go ahead and go back out to Adminify Pro and we'll go to admin pages. Here's the page right here. You are an awesome client. I'm going to edit this. And this is what the page looks like. I could really call it anything like contact support. Then I could embed a form here or put a click to call button so that someone can actually click and call and actually get support right over the phone. Let's update this. Here's the option, contact support, and there's a button right there. That's super cool. You can imagine if there was a form there to send you a message, that would also be really helpful. The last feature I'm going to show you is called admin columns. We're going out with a bang right here. So this is one of my pet peeves inside of WordPress, right? You go to look at, say, your list of posts. We see all posts. And once you get a few plugins installed here, like an SEO plugin, you got your metadata all showing up, these columns get really out of whack. And yes, you can go up to the screen options and you can toggle some of them off. You might not even know that if you're not a serious WordPress user, that those are up there and you can make things a little bit more trim. But this is not on a site-wide basis. This is only for you. So what if you wanted to make this experience a lot better for your clients? That's where Adminify comes in with their admin columns. I'm going to go to admin columns right here and I'm going to go ahead and go under posts and let's get rid of comments. I'm going to just hit this little X button and get rid of it. But I also want to know my post length. So I'm going to add a new one here and I'm going to call this one the word count. All right, so I've got word count up here and we'll go ahead and add this. Change the label to just be word count. I'm not using tags on this website and I'm the only author. So let's get rid of some of those other ones. We'll go ahead and hit save settings. Now, as I go over to posts, view all posts, you can see that my author options are gone, my tags options are gone, but I do have the new column, which is word count. Super handy. That way you can spot maybe underdeveloped content or content that is, the right length. This is just one example, obviously. I'm sure you can think of a lot of different ways to customize your post columns to make your site a little bit more informative at a glance. So that's WP-Adminify. If you're interested in checking it out, I do have a link below in my description. It does 1,000,001 things, plus makes your website look a heck of a lot better for your clients. If you got any questions about this plugin, make sure you drop me a note down below. I try to get back to absolutely everybody, so definitely don't be shy. If you're new around here, consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.